5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back to SHOKES World. We got a Shoka right here, aka Shokes, but we also have Jerald. For those of you who don't know, Jerald is the photographer of my latest picture on Instagram, and I don't know if you know this, Jerald, but it like instantly became my most liked picture.
Yeah.
Um, so you're like pretty big into photography, right?
Yeah,
Is that like
much.
your biggest side passion? Like, is that your biggest passion?
Yeah, it, pretty much like hobby wise, it's definitely like something that I enjoy doing like all the time, like especially with friends and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
How long ago did you start taking pictures?
I
Well,
think
are you more of a picture guy or a video person?
definitely photography. I'm not very good with videos, so yeah. But I started like sophomore year of high school. Oh no, college. One of my coworkers was a professional photographer in the Philippines, so she started like she needed a business partner to
Hmm.
like help promote her like photography, so she like decided to like partner up with me and like and teach me how to do like edit and take pictures. Like I bought a camera and everything, and she like taught me everything. So
Really? So
yeah,
you
which
didn't
was
go to,
nice.
you didn't take any photography class, or you did take? Did you take them afterwards? Because you took photography, right?
Yeah,
Classes.
I took them online. Like that was when I like really wanted to be like like really good at it. So
Hmm.
I started taking like
But
online
she taught you
classes.
first.
Yeah, she was the one that taught me just like the basics, like how to take pictures, like how to shoot in manual and stuff like that.
Hmm. Who was that?
Um, Isabel, she's like I
Is
don't
she
know where she
famous?
is right now.
I
No,
know. You don't work with her anymore.
she's just busy with work. But yeah, she was really nice. She's I think she's like in the Air Force right now or something. But
Oh,
yeah,
really?
shout out to her
Yeah.
because
Shout out to
she
her. I was like,
definitely, if it wasn't for her, I probably would not be doing photography. But yeah.
did you buy the same camera like or setup that she had?
Yeah, we had the same camera. Like it wasn't on purpose though. Like I
Oh, really?
just yeah. Actually, I didn't buy the camera. I stole it from my sister because she wasn't using it. But yeah,
How
it
did
did the
she
job.
teach you? Like,
She like we just went out to shoot like nature and stuff like that, and she was showing
hmm
me like, oh, like this setting is how like you get the light to like be brighter or
hmm
whatever, or like this is what this means, like how to shoot in manual. Like that's definitely the biggest thing was like
learning
how
to
do I
shoot in
shoot?
manual.
Yeah, how do I shoot and like adjust the settings every single time I'm taking a
Hmm.
picture. She like helped me with that, and then she like editing, because like a lot of people take pictures but they don't know how to edit. So that was
Yeah,
one of the her things. Like she could edit a picture like really well.
really.
Yeah, like I know you said that you don't really like editing pictures and
Well,
stuff like that, but
no, I don't mind editing pictures, and I just don't like when pictures are over edited.
oh yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
obviously, like most pictures, like to look really well, they need to be edited. Uh,
Did you think that my pictures were over edited when you saw them?
no, I didn't think they were over
That's
edited,
good.
but I thought that like obviously, I think you were going for like one
Hmm.
style, so I think
Yeah.
thought they all looked the same. So
Yeah.
did you use like a preset or something
Yeah,
for
I
each
like
one, or
yeah,
and touch them up?
I like worked on for like a whole year. I just like experimented and
Mm-hmm.
like edited and stuff like that, and then I found one that I was like, okay, this is gonna be like my niche, because like in photography, like that's one of the biggest things that make a photographer
Mm-hmm.
like who they are is
Like their
like
style,
yeah, they're their niche. I don't know if I'm
their
saying
niche,
that niche. Is
their
it niche?
niche. I
Okay,
think it's their
sorry,
niche,
it's niche. I
niche,
always say
niche,
niche, but yeah,
niche. I think it's niche, niche, niche. I don't know.
I don't know. I speak
Let us know in the
multiple
comments if it's
languages, so
niche, niche. It's like, oh,
you can't make fun of me. But yeah,
no, I don't know.
so I try to like make all the pictures like my own. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I came up with, kind of like vintage, like a lot of grain.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
less saturated, that type of thing, and like what you would see like in a magazine,
Yeah.
that type of thing. So it's like, yeah,
Um.
that's cool.
So, did you feel because I edited the picture that I put on Instagram. Did you feel any type of way after you saw the way I edited? I feel like I didn't edit it too much. I just put like a regular Instagram
Oh,
one. It was just a little bit different. I think I just darkened it.
the one that you posted.
Yeah, I think I just darkened it so you could see my face a little bit better.
I honestly didn't. I didn't even know it. I like thought it was a little different, but I thought it was just like maybe I like edited this a little differently or something like that. But I didn't know.
I just put like a filter on it.
No, I don't. I didn't mind, but if it looked bad, I would feel some type of way. But I mean, I wouldn't attack you for it. But I do hate. I do hate when people like, especially if you get paid to take pictures, like like for example, when I was doing weddings, like they would add a filter to like a picture
Post it.
and then post it, and then it looks like crap, and then they tag me.
They have
like,
your name on it.
Yeah, and I'm like, delete it. I don't want this. I mean, I feel bad, but I'm like, I like don't want this. Like, it's not my picture anymore.
Yeah.
It defeats the purpose. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like since they paid for it. Well,
I get that.
I guess like if they, because I didn't pay for mine, so if you would have said something to me, I've never really even thought of that.
Yeah.
But so it's kind of like being like your own publicist.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I feel like that too sometimes. Like sometimes like people will take like a video of me or like a low quality picture of me. I'm like I was like I don't want that out.
Yeah.
But you're taking it as like a photographer. Yeah, I could see that, especially since people are going to see that it's a wedding photo and that you're taking it. Then if it looks like a way you don't want it to look, then people might not want to like hire you.
Yeah, because it's not your work, I guess. You know what I mean? If you put a filter over top of an edited picture, it's not the photographer's like picture anymore. It's like it's edited by you.
Yeah.
So it's, you know what I mean, in that sense. But if it's really, it only bothers me because I'm not like that professional. Mm-hmm. Like it's not my job. Like it's not my full-time job that to the point where I get affected that much. If it only looks bad, like if it's literally like horrible, like yours, I don't care because honestly, I didn't even notice. And
I was about to say, yeah.
And you take pictures too, so I'm sure you know you're pretty aware. So
yeah. I was gonna say something I just forgot. It was about what we were just talking about. What was it? But yeah, but hopefully, like if they saw that you like took the picture and you're tagged in it, like hopefully if anyone looking for like a wedding photographer would see like your page and your page would have like your actual work on it.
Yeah. I mean, I do like when they tag me because, like, I've gotten a lot of like just freelance photography in general. Like, I made like really good money off of it, and it's only because like this person posted a picture or something like that, or like somebody, like I did a company, like an engineering company, like I took their pictures and then they ended up like their family saw the pictures and they ended up like wanting to get their family pictures taken. So like if it wasn't for people kind of like spreading the word or like posting and then tagging me, like there wouldn't be like a business, you know. So like word of mouth is like pretty important. Yeah.
What kind of camera do you use?
It's the I bought it like used, and it was I think it's a
Sony.
No, it's not Sony. It's a Nikon D.
Nikon.
Shoot, I think it's D800. Yeah, D800. Yeah. It was like an old camera, but it's like a full frame. So I wanted like a professional camera, so I invested in like a more expensive one. But it's really hard to tell actually, like a good like an expensive camera from like when I used to use just like not a starter, but like
I feel like the camera I use is a starter. I know it is.
Yeah.
But I was watching a YouTube video, like a professional photographer, and he did like a versus like a $200 camera basically versus like a $1,000s camera. Yeah. And like honest and
it's not
as long as you like
right?
know how to like use the actual camera and shoot in manual or like as long as you know what you're doing, like you can like honestly make the pictures with like a cheap camera look better.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. You don't have to like buy a really expensive one, especially if you're starting off.
Mm-hmm.
because you can get really good pictures from just like a cheap one, like a $500 like starter
Yeah.
kit, you know. So
Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
did. I mean,
yeah,
I think mine was more like 600 or 700, but I just
yeah,
needed something. I wanted something that was gonna be shooting good video, even though like after a couple months, I was like, man, you just see like all the things that other cameras can do. I was like, man, I wish I just spent like an extra couple $100
yeah.
and got like a different camera, but I probably just have to figure out how to use it a little bit better.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't think like, in my opinion, I don't. I think you should keep your camera and just like learn about it,
Yeah,
like really learn about it because it does everything else like a professional camera would.
yeah.
You just have to like
You
play
just have to
around
learn
with
how
it.
to use it.
Yeah, watch like I remember I watched like literally for 2 days straight. I'm just like watching YouTube videos,
Mm-hmm.
like teaching like all the tutorials and stuff like that, and then like Udemy, you know, here Udemy. It's just like an online class that you can take
Mm-hmm.
like of like anything you want. So I was taking like courses from that, like a whole bunch of stuff, and that's like when I really like. I was like, oh, this like I'm like learning so much, you know. Like you know, people go to school like in college for like arts, like photography, and they're like
Yeah,
spending thousands of dollars, but it's like the
yeah.
same thing I'm
So
learning
that on YouTube.
on YouTube, and it's like, wow, this is
Yeah,
crazy. Like, there's definitely certain like fields where you should just like maybe it's not worth going to college and spending thousands of dollars for. You
yeah,
know?
definitely.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think do you think like photography will ever be just like your main job or career?
Yeah, I definitely thought about that like in college because like all my friends were like, oh, like you definitely have talent, and like if you like move to New York City, like one of my friends like Fatima, she's like she was like modeling for Wilhelmina and stuff like that, and she's amazing, beautiful woman, and she was just like, yeah, like I've worked with other photographers and they're just like, you know, they're blah. Like when I work with you, I feel like a queen. Like I just feel good about myself, and like you make me like actually like whatever, whatever. And I was like, oh, like maybe I should do this for a living. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
start to get really
Is
motivated
she
and
on
like
your photography page?
she is. She's the one that's like, well,
The one that's
she's
mostly
there.
on it?
Yeah, she's the one with like the yellow dress. Like she's just like that, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like she's so good.
What is
I
what
love
is
her.
your photography page for your Instagram? It's like
It's
J dot.
J dot photo. It's really stupid because I couldn't put just J photography on there because
Uh-huh.
it was taken.
Yeah.
Just had to put a bunch of dots, but it's basically just J photography. Like
It's linked. Is it linked in your main page
yeah, so just go on Jerald11, and then you'll see it there
on Instagram?
on Instagram. Yeah.
You'll see a couple pictures of me.
Yeah.
That was my that was like the first time I actually like modeled. I
How
felt
was
like a
it?
real
How
model.
was it?
At first I was definitely like awkward. Well, it wasn't awkward. I felt awkward,
Yeah.
but like I kind of warmed up. But also it was cold,
It
so
was cold. Yeah.
yeah. But
Was it weird for you? Like this is like I always forget like when I'm like shooting with models and like I know you but I don't know you that well, you know what I mean? And then I
yeah,
was kind of like really like I was like moving you around and stuff like that and like you
yeah,
know what I mean, moving your foot or
hmm
whatever, and I was like this is how I want it, and I just
hmm
get so into it. And I was
yeah,
like at like afterwards I was like, dang, like I wonder if like you know, he felt weird with me like being so like not aggressive but just like in your face and like
no,
you know like I tried to like ask first but then like I get
yeah,
so into
like
the
no,
moment
like
I forget.
I was doing it because you asked. So
Yeah,
like, and it was like your thing.
yeah,
So obviously, like you, like if I'm there and I like, want to be there, like you can take control.
yeah,
Um.
yeah. That's good.
So like, yeah, I was just trying to do it, like trying to do like, cause I've taken pictures before,
Yeah,
and it's really the photographers like you gotta have like
vision.
their vision,
Yeah,
and like I mean it's the job of the model to just do what they want, cause I mean it's not their pictures. It's really more about the work of like the photographer.
that's true. Yeah. Would you ever do it again? You
Yeah,
think?
yeah, I would
Yeah,
do it again. I'd probably feel better like doing it like a second time.
yeah, that's true. Like it's like definitely your first time like modeling. It's always gonna be awkward. I feel like I've never had like somebody the first time I ever took a picture of them like in their modeling that it wasn't like you know what I mean, like where they're just doing their own thing. Like you, it's
Mm-hmm.
the first time that ever somebody ever models. Like I always have to kind of guide them and tell them like what pose to do every single time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they have never been in front of a camera, and that's why I tell people like, yo, just go in the mirror and like please just like do a couple poses. You'll see what looks good for you,
Mm-hmm.
because I can tell what looks good on you when I'm taking your picture because I can
Yeah.
see it. But with you, like you don't have a mirror you're standing in front of.
Yeah.
You don't know if you look awkward or not, or like you know what I mean. Like just like I think it was we had a lot of like with your eyes like when you smile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
I have like
natural for
kind of chinky
you.
eyes when I saw.
Yeah, but it's natural for
But
you.
like, and
Like,
also it was sunny. It had me staring at the sun, and
yeah,
well, it wasn't sunny, but I couldn't stare up at the sky
yeah.
without like closing my eyes a little bit.
Yeah. Did that help
Yeah.
that little trick that we were doing a little
Kinda.
bit?
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt. How do you think I did, like as a model?
I think you did well. I do think that like if you did it again, like if I was to have you model again, it'll be like um smoother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you
Hmm.
probably know already what I expect. Because especially guys, like it's pretty much the same basic things like you do, like you call your arms, you like you
Yeah.
kind of just look manly most of the time. So it's like yeah, but I do think that like the pictures turned out well. Like there's a
Yeah, they
couple
did.
that I like really liked from yours, and I was like, wow, like I like these pictures. Like I was a little nervous at first just because one I didn't know how like if like the poses I was making you do were like okay, like if they were comfortable for you,
Hmm.
because it matters like that you're comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think
they turned out well.
having the girl there, Sarah,
Sarah,
she was like she was like saying
yeah.
she was like, "Oh, you're so good. You're like better than me." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like,
Yeah.
"You're literally like doing it like pretty perfectly." And
That's her second time with me too, so she was a lot more comfortable. I feel like
yeah,
at least, yeah,
I feel like yeah, she made it like more comfortable because she
comfortable.
was just
That's
like
good.
awkward and leading by example, kind of.
Yeah, and you never met her. That was also one of my things. I was like,
Yeah,
they never met each other, and like, I didn't want it to be just like uncomfortable for you guys, but she had like an amazing time. Like, so
hmm
that's all that matters.
I wasn't uncomfortable,
Yeah,
but just like all, at like same time, like when I was like taking the pictures and posing with her, like I didn't know how far or like how much like she would be comfortable with like me touching her like
yeah,
that, you
yeah.
know.
You kind of took charge at one point. Like there one post you were like, we were about to leave and you were like, no, 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 we're gonna do this pose, and I was like, yeah, please just tell me
Yeah.
because I honestly I was struggling
Yeah, but
trying
you
to.
didn't send me any of those ones. I feel like for that one, she didn't mess with my hair enough, so it was kind of look like it
Yeah.
didn't look right. I feel like I know it didn't look right how I was envisioning it. Like that was like my like photographer side like taking over. I
Yeah,
was like, I have a
yeah,
vision,
yeah.
but then at the end when I'm like doing it, I can't see how it's turning out. But I know I don't think it turned out how I wanted it.
How was it like? I saw that and I was like, and then you said that you wanted to bring your camera. I was like, I didn't know like to what extent you were like interested in photography and like how much you were doing photography. So I was like, whoa, I was like I always wondered like, would you ever? Do you think that you would dive more into photography one day? Like kind of doing shoots like that with people and for you, I guess, besides like obviously you have this podcast and that's what you're like invested in right now. But if it
Hmm.
wasn't, like, would you ever think about
Yeah, and
doing photography
I
like
would do
that?
it on the side too.
Yeah.
I feel yeah, I definitely would
Hmm.
just for fun probably, unless I like really got into it. All
Yeah.
these pictures right here,
Yeah.
I've taken all these four, but obviously I'm in these two.
This one is really cool. I didn't even like this. You took this one?
Yeah,
Like these are like so artistic. It's really cool.
thanks.
So your sister took that one, right?
Yeah, Sindara took
She's
both
more
of
like
these.
me. Like I gotta take her under my wing.
Yeah, she's
This
really good.
portrait.
I mean, this was like my vision. This one with like the plant there and everything.
But
The-
she was the one that
yeah, press
clicked
the button.
press the button. Yeah, so it's your picture. Like
Yeah, no,
that's
but
what
it's
I
hers.
consider.
She always wants the photo
Yeah.
creds on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I think.
So how do you edit? Because do you just do like presets, especially, or like is it depending on the shoot?
No, I do both. Like I have my own. I have a preset that I use for like every picture. So that's kind of like my base for every picture, and then I have to tweak it obviously because the lighting's different. Like everything is pretty much different from the past pictures, so I have to like tweak all the settings first, and then after I do that, I do full Photoshop. So like after I edit a picture, I go like transfer it to Photoshop, and that's when I do all of my like retouching. You know what I mean? Like if somebody like, it's not like retouching where you're like modifying. Like I don't really do that. It's more of just like sharpening. Like if I took a picture and the eyes are like not as sharp as I want them to be, I do that. I sharpen them on Photoshop or like I kind of tweak a little bit of like because there's a lot of stuff you can do. Like I do Lightroom. I don't know if you've ever heard of Lightroom before.
I've heard of it.
But I do Lightroom and then I do Photoshop. But there's a lot of stuff that you can do in Photoshop that you can't do in Lightroom. So I do both. But yeah, and people don't get it. Like some people kind of rush me and like get upset when I take a while. But it does. It's not like it's not just like Instagram where you do a filter and then that's it. And people think it's like that, but no, it takes a while if you're like serious about it.
But Instagram's kind of like up their game where you can actually like go deeper into like the filter and like
yeah,
do like the percents of
yeah
how strong you want it or how much you want to edit it.
It's really cool that they have that because it's mimicking what you do like in Photoshop. It's like literally mimicking it, but it's also very different. Like when you shoot like professionally, when you shoot in RAW, like like when you shoot in RAW, it's a really big file. So like that big file, you're able to adjust like so much of the, you know what I mean. They can play around. It's like a whole world of its own once you start editing because of shooting in RAW, you're able to like you could take a really dark picture and it doesn't mean that it was a bad picture, but you could pretty much like you know what I mean, change it to how it should be, like how you envisioned it, like when you took the picture. You can edit it that way when you're shooting in RAW, as opposed to if you're just editing something on Instagram. There's like, if you're talking about this is like Instagram editing and this is like, you know what I mean, Photoshop editing. That's how much more it is, like the difference and how much you can do. So yeah, it's cool, but it's still different. Like it's not the same thing. You know?
Do you ever feel like once you put it on Instagram, like the quality changes, like it just kind of like gets a little bit blurrier than how it was before you posted it?
Yeah, I struggled with that for like a really long time. I had to find the right
sharpen it. I feel like do you sharpen it to make it better? Because like I think it just like some of the pictures I put on, like it just instantly became like less sharp.
It's only like, it's only because Instagram has a certain limit for like how big a picture is. So like if you post a professional picture that's taken from a professional camera, like if you put it on Instagram, it's too big of a file, so it tries to like convert it to its smaller version.
It's soft.
So it messes up the picture. So what I do is I do that while I'm editing. I cut down the picture to a smaller size. So if you can tell, like my pictures don't get affected by that, but that's because like I pretty much like I changed them before.
Yeah, I noticed that about the one I posted. It was like, oh wow, like it didn't change at all.
Yeah, that was from editing it and like changing the size before I sent it to you. So there's a couple of them though that I didn't. So if you were to post them, they might be a little blurry. But it takes so long, you know. It's like if I did like 50 pictures of it, it's just like it'll take me so long. So I only do the ones like I know you would like. And then,
What was the inspiration for that particular shoot? It was like kind of like old school.
Yeah. Well, it was just like this really nice guy, like Wawa, that I met. Like I was about to go into work and I just saw that he had a really nice vintage car, and I've been wanting to shoot like, cause I'm all about like vintage shoots. So I was like, oh, like I've wanted to do this for so long. So I just came up to him and I was like, hey sir, like you have a really nice car. Like, do you mind if I take pictures with it one day? And he was so nice about it. And he was like, yeah, anytime. Like, here's my number, blah, 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 blah. Like, wasn't expecting me to pay him or anything like that. And so I was like, oh, yeah, let's do like. So we ended up like using his car and everything. And he was there the entire time. He didn't notice. I mean,
you ended up giving him a Wawa gift card for his cigarettes.
Yeah, I did. Well, that was the only thing. Like, but the guy is like he's just struggling right now. So like I know, like I can't be like this is who he is as a person. Like it's not like, oh, he's taking advantage of me, like because he let me use his car. No, the guy like genuinely just like is going through some stuff like with it. He has a wife and everything, and he just doesn't have has nothing to do with it, but he just like he doesn't have any money. Like I'm just like he has no money whatsoever right now until he gets his um what is it like what people get? What is that? The
Social Security. Yeah,
retirement money.
yeah,
Yeah, retirement money. He gets it like allowance for it. And I was like, wow, like you know what? I'll give you your cigarettes even though like it's not food or anything, but you did me a favor. I owe you. So
yeah,
I did. But he's still a really nice guy. I would not like
yeah.
it is what it is, you know. And he doesn't after that he hasn't like asked anymore. So I know he's a good guy. But it's cool. I appreciate that.
So you just got a bunch of new equipment, right, for shooting like a backdrop and
I
everything.
did, yeah. I'm excited for it. Like if you actually want to do it again, like I need more. I need another male model. So
More
let me
models.
know. But yeah, I kind of it wasn't that expensive or anything like that. I just really wanted to like
Get a
um
backdrop,
yeah, or like start learning how to do
portraits.
porch like studio photography because I don't
Mm-hmm.
I'm a natural light photographer. Like everything I shoot is outside
Yeah.
and I use the light as my source.
So you got lights too.
Yeah, I just got the lights today. That's why I was a little late for everything because I was setting it up and I was so excited.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up taking pictures of my niece because
Yeah,
that's
so
just how
those
I
is
am.
really
Like,
nice. I
yeah,
feel like she could be in like a children's book
yeah,
catalog.
she could. She has the spunk for it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun. I'm excited to shoot using it. But
What other kind of shoots are you planning like any other shoots like in the future?
yeah, I'm just gonna go and like once I get into it, like I don't stop. Like I can't stop. Like so, I'm just gonna keep going. Like I once I'm done with this one, I have another idea, like another concept, and then after that, I have another concept. So it's just like I'm just gonna
Mm-hmm.
keep going, and I like just the hardest part is really just finding people, especially like just not. I love all the models that I've had, but I do like to switch it up a little bit. So like
Mm-hmm.
if I already had like Sarah, for example, she's like amazing, but since I've shot with her like multiple times, I like want to try to find other people to be in my page. So
Yeah.
that's the hardest part, just finding people to shoot, like to model for me. And most of them are like not experienced.
Yeah.
So
Like me.
yeah, but it's that's the fun of it though. Like just like this podcast, like I think it's so cool because you're like just hanging out with people. It's like a way
Mm-hmm.
to just chill and hang out with people.
Yeah. And like to do something like while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Um, like so where do you find inspiration? Do you just like see like a car and like yeah, I got a whole shoot I could do around the car, or
Yeah.
are you like constantly thinking of things?
I kind of yeah. I know. I mostly go off of just like in the moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I see a car, like you said, like oh I want to do something with this, and then I start just like looking through like my favorite photographers page. Like there's a couple of them, and then I'm just like okay like it's like if you can see like I send you guys mood boards, and that's like kind of like all of the stuff that like I take inspiration from, and I want to use. Like I don't like to copy the exact same pose like but that's usually what I do. I just go off of like every photographer that I like, and I'm like, okay, like this is kind of goes with my concept, so let me do something like this, and that's usually how I get like the inspiration and stuff like that.
If people wanted to like if they wanted their picture taken and they like wanted it done like with the backdrop, or like if they had like an idea, would you take someone's picture? Like if they asked, like you didn't necessarily have like a vision or anything, but they did, could you take someone else's picture?
Um,
Like are like people can hire you as a photographer, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or like to get their portrait done or something like that.
Yeah, I do. Like it really like for stuff like that. Like if it doesn't like help with my portfolio because like modeling and photography is like an exchange. It's like it's a
Mm-hmm.
barter. So like system. So if you have the look, like if you have the look to like and I like your vision and all of that, and you agree to be in my portfolio, then I'm like, okay, like we can go through with this because now it's a collaboration. As of like if somebody was like a 10-year-old girl, for
Yeah.
example, and she's, what I mean. I'm not looking to shoot children's pictures or whatever. but she wants it because for her, and she wants like this whole concept, like whatever it is, it could be,
Mm-hmm.
it could be something that I could also do, but because she doesn't fit my portfolio and all that, like I would expect to be paid. I don't charge much, but it's like I do expect, like it's my time. I can't use it in my portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
so like then that makes it more of like it's not a collaboration, but it's like a paid thing. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It has to help me. It has to benefit me somehow too, because I can't just I have a full-time job and I need to be able to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so
Like the exchange between like you and I, like you asked, you were just like we were just talking like at the gym,
yeah.
and you just said like you needed a male model, and I was just like, I'll do it, and I was just like kind of joking around, and then you're like, okay, be here at like, on Sunday. I was like, I was like, oh yeah,
Well,
definitely.
because I
But
honestly,
the
yeah.
exchange was
Mm-hmm.
like you coming on here,
Yeah. Oh
which I
yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess that was also part an exchange too, but I didn't even think about it that way. My exchange was that the fact that you modeled for me, and the exchange was like you receiving the pictures if you wanted to
Yeah, yeah,
keep
yeah,
them. You know
that
what I
too.
mean? But then it's also the podcast, so yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a good exchange.
So if people want pictures taken, how could they reach you? And they wanted to pay for them.
Now they could talk to me in person if they know me, like if they see me at Wawa, hit me up, you know. Hey, like I want my pictures taken, or you could go on my Instagram, you can go on my website. It has like
Oh, what's your website?
jphotography.weebly.com. It's not. I don't have like a thing yet. It has the Weebly part of it because I didn't pay for it. but
Uh,
yeah, jphotography.weebly.
J A Y or just J?
It's just J.
The letter J.
Yeah, the letter J. Yeah. But yeah, but I would suggest just Instagram because it's a lot easier that way. I haven't checked my website in so long. I haven't updated it like as much as I want to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if anyone wants their pictures taken.
During the shoot, you and Sarah were talking about smiling with your eyes.
Oh
What is
yeah.
that? Because I had no idea. Like I was like trying to like fix my eyes. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are
yeah.
talking about.
Uh,
Is that like a common thing? Like a
oh,
common?
sorry. Hold
You're fine.
on.
Is that like a common like known modeling slash photography thing?
It is. It's like it's more of like girls do it a lot. Like but it's like it was so hard to explain and it still is, but it's like when you're taking a picture and you're looking at the camera, there's a difference of just looking at the camera and
And then
thinking
like,
about absolutely nothing, because
mm-hmm,
believe it or not, you can tell like
mm-hmm,
somebody's expression when they're thinking about absolutely nothing. There's like no emotion. If you're looking at this picture and you're trying to think of like a concept and you're like, dang, that's a really bad actor right there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? As
or
of
yeah,
when you're like smizing, like that's what it means, smiling with your eyes. It just basically means like you have an expression in the way that you're looking at the camera. If I told you like to look happy while you're looking at the camera, you don't have to smile because you can do it with your eyes. Like but just thinking about it. You just think about something happy, or like if
mm-hmm,
you're thinking about something sad because that's the concept, you could do that with your eyes without squinting or like smiling or using your facial like I guess muscles. It's just your eyes.
yeah,
So did that make a little more sense now that I explained it, or still like
yeah,
yeah
yeah. It was just like at the time I was like, I was so focusing like more on the eyes and like when you said it, I was thinking like more about the eyes and not just like your whole face in general.
yeah
But I mean, I spend like a lot of time in the mirror, like doing like facial,
really
yeah, like facial expressions and it's like mouth expressions and eyes, or
that's cool.
like a skull, I forget what it's called. It's called like a something's where you like release your skull or like you like pull your because you always like have it forward.
Yeah.
Or it's called a skull take, and it's like when you do this, you're like,
Oh wow.
did you notice?
What? No, what? That's cool.
It's
I never heard of that.
like yeah, just do stuff like that. It's just like called a skull take. So,
Was wait, was that before? That was even before I told you to model
yeah,
for me.
that was like
Oh
I've done
wow,
about that. I like practice stuff like all the time.
wow.
Like
So wow, good for you.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, you wanted me to watch videos on how to do it or some stuff. I was like, I couldn't get to it.
Really? You
Yeah,
know,
my bad.
it's just it's really just like some people just really need it and it's useful for some people. I actually don't know if like models have genuinely looked at the videos that I send them, but I always hope that they like would if it helps them because I mean that's how I know like what looks good or not by the videos or by watching other photographers and other models do what they do. Because believe it or not, like there's so many different things you could do. Like
Yeah.
with just like you could just stand there and like there's like you could do like 100 poses, like crazy. But that's like professional models are that good.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Do you know what your next shoot is gonna be? The next theme of your next shoot?
Yeah. So this one is like very bright, like multicolored theme. Like I'm gonna be buying like wigs and stuff like that, and like candy and
Mm-hmm.
confetti, and just having models like buy like colorful clothing, and then just posing with like a backdrop, and seeing how that goes. But like I wanted to buy like a vintage phone, like a yellow vintage phone, and like they could use that as
Oh
props.
yeah.
But
Is it gonna
yeah,
be indoors?
yeah, it's gonna be all indoor, which is completely new to me, but that's how I learn usually.
It's gonna be with your new backdrop.
Yeah, I'm planning to buy another one so that it's not just blue. I
I was
want
about
to
to
do
say is
like a
it.
yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I kind of spent more money on this one, but
Mm-hmm.
also like now that I actually have a full-time job and stuff like that, I could invest more in like what I'm passionate about. So
Yeah.
that's what I love about that. So I can actually like invest in my
And doing it with like
passion.
artificial light, you have more time in the day to
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. You can shoot at
do
night if
like
you
at
want
night,
to.
like just indoors.
Yeah,
I
and
think
yeah.
I think you need to get closer to the mic.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no! I didn't want to be that person that they can't hear. Dang it. Okay,
No, you're fine.
is that better?
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. But um, so what's your race?
I'm Filipino, and
Did you
you know,
did you grow up here or in the Philippines?
I grew up in the Philippines. Moved here when I was like turning 9. So yeah, I think
Turning 9.
turning 9.
What was it like growing up in the Philippines?
Definitely different. Like well, like it was a long time ago, but like I would be outside like shirtless. You know what I mean? No shoes or
Mm-hmm.
anything, and like and it was just my cousins and I. Like we would just do like the dumbest things. Like it was so fun because life was simple. Like we didn't really watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a developing country, so you know what I mean. We like people we don't take advantage of food like we do in America. So like I remember like sometimes not like eating, like stuff like that. So it's definitely different, and I think like growing up in the Philippines, like I would not be the same person. Like if I was born in America and like I grew up like completely American, I would not absolutely not be the same person I am today. But that's like growing up there, like
How old
it's
were
just
you
a
when you
whole
left?
8 to 9 years old. Like I was turning 9 when we moved here, with my brother and sister.
Have you been back since?
Yeah, I have. I've been twice. I think I went when I was in high school, and then I went. Um, I think I don't remember sometime in college, but it's definitely different when I came back. Like it's not. I don't know anything anymore. Like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the streets. I don't remember. I still speak the language fluently. Like, but it's different there. Like everything is different.
Did your whole family move? Because I know you have a big family, like a lot of members of your family
Yeah,
here, or like is there still a lot of your family there?
it started with my grandfather when he migrated to America, and he was working at a farm or whatever a long time ago, and then there's I actually don't know. I think there's like 10 siblings, and one by one, like eldest to youngest, he
Mm-hmm.
like brought every one of them. And
Mm-hmm.
my dad was the second to the youngest, so we were like the kind of the
The
very
last.
last to like move to America.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, even before then, there wasn't really a lot of us. Now it's like my family. like we're all in Dover. Like we're like it's huge. There's so many of us. There's so many kids. But yeah, they're basically we all live here at this point. Like when we come to visit in the Philippines, it's mostly like second, third cousins. So this is home for us now at this point. But yeah,
What language do they speak? Isn't that like Tagalog or something?
yeah. I speak Tagalog and then I speak Kapampangan, which is like the dialect of my province.
Uh,
I always like have people say that and they can't say it like
what was
it's
it?
like Kapampangan.
Papangang?
Yeah, see, it's just it's like a joke with my college friends. Like we like I try to have them say, and
Are
they're
you
like,
saying
oh.
an island at the end?
It's
What was
like
it? Or
it's like a
alien?
pronunciation that doesn't exist in American. It's ngun
Nyon? Nyon?
ngun. Yeah,
Oh wow, that's weird.
it's like not none. Like a lot of Americans say
Nyon.
none. They can say none, but they can say ngun. So it's
Nyon. Yeah.
like you gotta practice. Eventually, you'll get it. It takes
Nyon.
like a couple tries.
Yeah. I feel like if I actually practice
Yeah.
it.
Do you speak Hispanic or Spanish? Oh my
No,
god.
not really.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
I've taken like 7 years in school and still I can do like a little bit, and if I took like a class or like freshened up a little bit, I could be a lot better. But like after taking time off, I can't speak
Can
that
you
much.
read it?
Yeah,
Like you
I
can
could.
read
I'm
and
probably better
understand?
at reading it than
Okay.
speaking it, definitely.
Yeah.
But and then when I like go visit my mom's side of the family, which is the Mexican side,
Yeah.
everyone's like talking, especially like the first time, which was like last year.
Yeah.
Like me and Alexandria and my mom went.
Oh,
It was
California,
just
right?
like yeah,
Yeah.
they're all in California. This is like 20 different people like talking Spanish around you. It's just like kind of
Yeah.
overwhelming. I mean, if I think about it, I can like put like a little sentence together, a couple sentences. Like after like two sentences in of a conversation, I'm lost.
Do you like regret
Or like
not being able to speak it fluently?
yeah,
Or yeah.
yeah, definitely now.
Yeah. Does your mom speak Spanish?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
she can speak it fluently and everything,
Yeah.
but she didn't really teach us.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know why. It's just like how bad school system is because I've been in it
I
for I've been in Spanish for like 7 years,
you still
even in
yeah.
college, and I still can't speak it.
I don't think you can actually learn a language like in school. Like I have never seen
Yeah,
anybody learn a language in school. They like have to visit the
especially like certain
country.
dialects or
Yeah.
like it depends because like different places will speak the same language, but it's just
Hmm.
like a little bit different.
Yeah. I took French like high school. I'm a very bad student in general, so it doesn't even matter. But I took French high school and college, and I still can't speak. Like I cannot speak French to save my life. I can say hello, and then that's it. You know what I mean? But that's like, what the heck? I spent all this money to learn a language, and I
Hmm.
still can't speak it. So
Yeah,
not even the basics. It's crazy. Yeah, it's not very effective.
yeah. I wish I knew it now.
Never too late.
Yeah, I thought about signing up for it again because the one class that I did take of it in college, I failed that one.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was through. Did you take it through Deltec?
yeah,
Yeah. I didn't even know they had language classes
yeah.
there. That's
My
cool.
teacher sucked though.
Yeah. Hopefully he's not watching this.
Yeah,
Oh, she.
she's
Well, it's like you have to visit a country. There's no way for you to speak a language
yeah,
without visiting the country. There's just I don't I'm not even visiting. You have to be able to speak it every day and
yeah.
hear it. You know.
Um, one of my mom's friends, she came from Brazil, so she knows Portuguese. Well, obviously she knows Portuguese, and she had to learn English and Spanish. Well, she didn't have to learn Spanish, but she knows Spanish as well. But she learned it just by like watching the Spanish channel,
Oh,
like every day.
really?
Yeah,
That's
so she
cool.
kind of just like immersed herself into it, or maybe
I
like
guess
read the
that's the word.
subtitles or
You have to
something.
immerse
Yeah.
yourself in the culture. You know. Yeah. And Spanish is like such a cool language because it's like spoken by so many languages. I mean, so many
Countries.
countries. It's
Hmm.
like if you speak Spanish, you're set.
Yeah. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
What was it? Somebody, my friend asked me.
So we're like 2 months into the year. I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
people, obviously, um, like obviously they just fall off of their New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
I think it's like Valentine's Day because that's like the first holiday.
Yeah.
Once, especially like for dieting,
Oh yeah.
because
I don't think that was mine.
like me and one of my bosses like at the bakery,
Yeah.
we joke about it. We're always just like people come in, they're like, oh, I can't eat this, and then they're like, oh, this is my one for the week. I'm like, mm-hmm. Like this is your one baked good for the week, and then Valentine's Day comes and they get every like a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like Valentine's
And
Day is
then
just
it's
like when
over.
all the diet just like is out the
Yeah.
window.
Yep. That's like every holiday though. Like
Yeah.
you can't stick to a diet during a holiday. It's just not possible. Um, I don't remember. Like I feel like mine was just like I like go outside of your box type of thing. You know what I mean? I've all like I like coming back to Dover. I was kind of like I was like really not depressed, but I was like oh like you know what I mean? It's so different.
From Newark
Yeah, being just
at
being
college
yeah,
at
just being in like
UD.
college environment and everything, and I was like, okay, like I need to make sure that like I know how to budget my money. I know like what I'm, I need to be able to save money because I can't just be working every single day of my life and then doing what, you know what I mean? Because I'm like I'm getting old. I mean, people make fun of me, but I'm getting old. You know what I mean? I'm not that old, but I am getting old, and I'm like I need to like, I
How
need
old
to,
are you? 24, 23, 25,
yeah.
23? Okay.
I can't discuss this in public. No, I'm 25,
Well,
which like
Asians age real well. You could probably pass as like 19.
thank you.
Like especially in the future,
Yeah.
you'll probably look a lot younger.
Yeah, a lot of like cuz I'm a lot older than my friends, like every one of my friends. I don't have a friend that's older than me, you know? But
Hmm.
that's because when I moved here, when I was in the Philippines, I started school late because my mom couldn't afford to like pay for my school. And then when I moved here, I got held back because I couldn't speak English. So I'm like
Hmm.
2 years behind,
Oh
and
wow.
like all my friends are like way younger than me, and they're like always like, "Oh, you're like 23," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And I just like kind of always stuck to it. I never answer how old I am, and it's just like as a joke. It's just for me to like tease people and like. But everyone kind of always like is wondering like why are you so like ashamed of your age or
Wait, so
stuff
you're
like
not
that.
23?
No, I'm
What do you?
25.
Oh really?
Yeah. Wait, did you
Oh,
think I was 23?
I didn't know how old you were.
But yeah, I think it's just like to make fun of
25.
myself. But
Oh, how old is my sister?
your sister's way younger than me. I'm pretty
Because
sure.
how old is she? She's like 22.
23, right? Oh, 22. She's only a year older than you.
Yeah. So
Oh.
she should be 23 this year. Yeah, but that's just a little background. That's how you and I met,
Yeah. So
just
your
through her. Because
sister.
you guys, I guess, what were you guys friends at UD or?
Yeah, we were friends at UD. I really didn't know your sister. I already knew your sisters through Dover High.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I saw her. I was a lonely college because I transferred late because I went to Del Tech for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and we were in the same building, and I was like, I need
Friends.
friends. I need one person that could eat with me, like in the dining hall. So I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I know you. I was like,
Really?
would you like to? I don't know. I think I said like, you want to eat like at the dining hall or whatever, and she yeah, we became a lot really close. When we were at UD and stuff. So definitely,
Oh yeah.
definitely good to like talk to people or like even if you barely know them, like or like anywhere because it kind of benefits you at the end somehow, some way. So it's one of the things I try to do all the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
even if it's uncomfortable for you, just like talk, try to like get to know people or something like that. Yeah.
Well, feel like it's important to like make connections.
Yeah.
I feel like in person, it's like hard to like just go up to someone and talk to them, especially if you like. This is a little bit different if you know them
Yeah.
like a little bit before. Like it's probably easier, like or just like give them like a head nod or something, or like what's up.
Yeah.
But if you completely don't know someone, I would probably like never go up to them. You know?
Yeah, well, no, it's just more like instances where you have the like opportunity to like for example one of the
Mm-hmm.
like kind of cool things that I do sometimes and I'm like oh wow like I learned so much about this person like Uber drivers like
Mm-hmm.
they're not just Uber drivers, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
if you sit in the front and you talk to them you're like oh wow, like there's this lady in Philly. She's like she went to like so many countries and she like
Yeah.
has this accent, like she's like has a British accent or whatever. I'm like, why do you have a British accent? And I was like, she like lived in London for like a
Was she
while, and I'm
born
like,
there, or she just
she
developed an
wasn't.
accent?
Yeah, she was just interesting. Like
Mm-hmm.
she like was in Canada and she was like going into like French speaking countries or whatever, and I was just like, you would not like expect this woman, like
Yeah,
I guess
but even
sometimes you
there, it's
can't help
like,
it.
yeah, like that's her job. Like
Right.
when you're working, like yeah, you have to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like if you're just completely like random and out in public, like being
Oh well,
yourself,
yeah,
it's like
no.
different.
That's
But there like
different,
there has to be
yeah.
like a motive. You
Yeah,
just
or
like
there
talk
has
to
to be
someone
like
randomly.
a good instance where you could have
Yeah,
that. You don't just talk to like somebody somewhere out
yeah,
of nowhere. Yeah, that's kind of awkward, but
yeah,
if you could, you would. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like I never didn't really think about that, but that's kind of like a bartender, like an Uber
Yeah,
driver is kind of like a bartender in like a
yeah,
way. Like if it's like like bartenders like are pretty sociable, like
yeah.
like they just like they're good to have like a conversation with sometimes. You get the well, it depends,
But
but like
it's like for the only difference is like an Uber driver, like you don't, or in just in general, some jobs like it's not like the Uber driver has to talk to you. Like it's
yeah,
not part of their job description. It's just kind
yeah,
of your choice whether you like kind of just what I mean. Especially if you're like going out and you're drinking, you're like you're just happy. You're just like, oh
yeah,
shoot, let me
yeah. It's
talk to this
probably
person.
definitely
Yeah,
easier if you're
it's
drunk.
like that. I mean, you don't have to be drunk, but it's like definitely it helps sometimes. You're talking to somebody, you're like, oh, but you learn so much.
Yeah,
Like you just learn a lot of things when you're talking to people. So.
I feel like that's one thing I should probably work on. It's like meeting new people.
Yeah, I mean everyone's different. It's not
Yeah,
like there's something wrong with you. It's just everyone's different. I'm sure people talk to you like you don't expect them to. You're like, oh wow, this is a cool person.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your New Year's resolution? Just do something out of the box, more out of the box,
Yeah, or
or
just like
out of your comfort zone.
yeah, or like for the year, don't let myself get stuck. Stuck as in like
Like keep improving.
yeah, like do more of like what I love. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
want to do more photography. I already bought my ticket to the Philippines because I told myself I was gonna travel. Yeah, I told myself I was gonna travel on my own. So like I was like, let me just buy my ticket. You know what I mean? Let me get
Hmm.
healthy, and I've been doing all of those things, and it's because like I don't wanna I don't wanna I don't wanna fail myself. I guess in that sense, you know what I mean? Like if I said I
Yeah.
was gonna do it, like you bet
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy my ticket and I'm gonna go by myself, like I said I would, and I'm gonna go. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna save up for it. I'm gonna have the money. So yeah, so that was pretty much it for me.
So,
Just coming back
so you're
to
going back to
Vancouver.
the Philippines when?
Yeah, I'm going September for 2.5 weeks. I'm gonna be going island hopping by myself.
Really by yourself?
Yeah, I'm like excited, but I'm also nervous because I've never traveled on my own. But like I plan to just go to
Hmm.
hostels, save money, and like meet people.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much when you're traveling. That's like the key is like going to hostels and going to like they're dorming. Because
Yeah.
then you like just meet people that are traveling alone with you. So I'll see how
Yeah.
that goes. I don't know, but
Yeah. I feel like especially alone, you make sure you're safe. That's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
very important.
Do you think you would do that ever?
It
Like travel
depends.
on your own?
Depends what kind of mood I'm in.
Are you like a traveling kind of person? Like, do you see yourself like
I
traveling?
I see myself, but like not yet.
Yeah,
Or I haven't previously really,
yeah,
but I definitely would and I will.
yeah. That's
I don't
good.
know. Like yeah.
Yeah, I'm
No
just
set
asking
plans or
because
anything right
everyone's
now.
different. So,
Yeah.
like my family, they don't travel and they're okay with it. Like some
Hmm.
people are.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I hate feeling stuck or just like at one
Right.
thing
Yeah.
for too long.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's like it's important to like keep improving.
Hmm.
Like for
Yeah.
example, this podcast.
Yeah.
So far, it's like pretty much been the same, like recording from this and the same camera angle. But eventually, like it'd be nice to like change like the camera angle or even get like another camera and have like two different angles
Yeah.
and
That's cool.
like hook up the audio mixer. I've had that before I even started.
Really?
I just haven't learned how to do it yet.
Oh
That's
wow.
like that's like the next thing on my list to do. Like I wanted to have a setup before this one,
Yeah.
but I just haven't done that.
Wow.
But like those like I just like try to keep improving.
Yeah. That's
Or
good.
like going back and looking at the videos, looking at the like stupid mistakes I was making.
Yeah, I think, but it's
And
so
like, and it's like
yeah,
so hard because like you fix like one mistake and then
yeah.
like you notice you made like another mistake.
But it's cool though. Like I like just watching your videos. Like when you first started, like every single mistake you've done, you've like fixed it.
Hmm.
I'm like, that's pretty
And
good.
like
That's
most
probably
of them I figured out like by myself. So it's important to like give yourself like to knock yourself down, like or
mm-hmm.
like to be like real with yourself,
Yeah,
or like just to like go back and like grade yourself,
yeah,
like or evaluate, like just like evaluate like your own performance. And it's like I
yeah.
feel like it's important to like to be real with yourself, like I don't know,
Like
especially for
self
this, like
reflect.
yeah, like self-reflective,
Mm-hmm.
especially like since I go back and look at the video and everything,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like
That's
I'm okay
cool.
with that. Like I'm definitely not thinking like, oh yeah, like that was like the best video, or I spoke like the best, or the audio was like the best. I'm just like, fuck, that was messed up, that was
But
messed up.
like that,
Well, I mean that's
it's
part of the process.
yeah. But it's cool though because as an audience, I'm like, um, I always think like, oh, I don't think about those things. Oh, like this could be like this is not one of the best like podcasts I've ever watched. It's like more
Hmm.
like, oh, like wow, like I saw an improvement from the last one, or like oh, like it's so
Yeah,
cool that he's doing this. Like I'm in 100% like supporting this. You know what I mean? And it's like
yeah,
that, and it's cool because it's like that kind of like attitude is like contagious, or like
yeah,
just in general. Like next thing you know, you're probably gonna be like you know what I mean? Like blow up because
yeah,
it just feels natural when you're doing this. So
yeah.
it's cool.
Like even like the best podcasters like that I watch, like it was Joe Rogan. He was talking about like the videos
Yeah.
that like his first videos, or um his videos from 10 years ago. He's like he's just like evaluating himself, like what the fuck was I doing? Like how was I talking like that? Or
Yeah.
so like even like the best people who are doing things, like obviously they're constantly reevaluating themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you think about it, that's what makes every single person successful, or like the really really successful people. Like that's because they're so hard on themselves, and it's
Yeah.
not like there's a difference between self destructive and self
Critic
reflection. You know what I
and
mean?
like
Because
constructive criticism.
yeah, because when you're self reflecting, you're like looking at everything that you need to improve, and you're looking at everything on how like it's gonna get better. When you're like self destructive, you're looking at everything and you're like putting yourself down for everything that you're doing wrong,
Yeah.
and you're not improving. You know, so like it's just like I always look up to people like celebrities or just in general that are like that. Like I think it's pretty cool.
I feel like another thing is like there's like a point, or well, with other people, like them telling you about it, and then like lately I've noticed like I've just like been more internalizing like what other people say. Like I could just like hear what people say
Yeah,
and like not react to it, and then just
yeah,
like take it in, like
and
okay,
take
yeah,
it
like that
in.
was a good point.
Yeah,
um
that's
but just
cool.
in general, like for everything, I feel like I've like I don't know, been
That's a
internalizing more.
good that's a good quality to have because you know like so many people spend more time talking than actually like
Listening.
listening. You know,
Yeah.
so that's like a talent. I feel like.
Kind of like off the point, just like more peaceful.
Yeah,
Just yeah.
yeah.
I don't
It's
know. Like not everything needs, just in
an
general,
answer.
like a
Yeah,
answer or reaction.
yeah, or a reaction. And I'm so guilty at that because I think now that I'm thinking about it, like I always kind of like try to have an answer for everything, or I try to like give an answer to like make a situation not awkward.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But then when I like listen to like people like you in general that are like more reserved or quiet, and
Yeah.
they're like saying, "Oh, like I just like to listen." I'm like, I wonder what that feels like. You know, like
Like sometimes when people like will just say something, I'll just like, mm-hmm,
but you know, it's like,
mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm.
it's cool though because I feel like people like you, like when you're when even when you're like getting to know somebody, like people like you, you're kind of like, it's a quality that you're also like, oh, like this, like I need to talk more. I need to say something else to please this person because you're so hard to read. Like people like you know like with a more like that kind of personality. Like
Yeah.
I can't read you as much. Like if somebody talked to me, they know every emotion that I'm feeling at the moment because
Yeah.
I'm like either
Yeah.
happy,
You're
sad, or
very
like
open.
yeah. I'm just out there and like because I'm a manager at Wawa, and so like I had to learn how to like
Just
not be so open because if I'm angry, I'm angry. If I'm
Uh-huh.
sad, I'm sad. If I'm disappointed, I'm disappointed. Like that's just who I am. But as a manager, you have to be able to have a poker face sometimes when you're like, okay, like
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Like in general, well, not even in general. Like sometimes, honestly, like I hate talking to people, which is like so weird that I'm doing this. But
Yeah.
at the same time, if I want to have like a conversation, I can. Like me and you specifically at the gym we've talked just at the gym, standing
Yeah.
around for an hour. It's just like
Yeah.
kind of weird. Not something like I would normally do. Especially like
Yeah.
when I'm at the gym, I'm kind of there to like
To work
do,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
to do what I'm there to do.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I thought that was like kind of weird because I've never really, I don't think I've really done that besides like with people I've met. But like if I can like put myself in a, I mean, like obviously we're friends and everything, but
Yeah.
we haven't known each other for that long, and
Yeah.
I just met you like through my
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I feel like that's kind of changing. I'm getting better at conversations.
And I think because I talk so much, like sometimes I'm just like that's why sometimes I was apologizing to you so much because I was like I talk a lot, so like I'm sorry, like I kept saying like, oh, I know you have to work out, like
Right.
you're doing abs right now, like I just had to ask you all these questions because
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
because I like you were just saying like you like to like you're like listening and you're learning and like I was just like he is way more experienced than me like he has the results, he has like you know what I mean
Oh, in the gym.
physically and everything, so I was like I'm gonna ask him all the questions I can while I'm here. And I was like taking it all in, I was like I'm learning because I want to get to that level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're over an hour. It's kind of crazy, isn't
Really?
it? Yeah. Doesn't it go by pretty
It
fast?
does. Like you're
Unexpectedly
this
fast.
is like this is your thing, man. Like I don't think people can tell that it's going by so fast because you're like hosting or like you're interviewing and stuff.
Did you get everything you wanted to talk about out? Or anything else you want to talk about?
What was I feel like I had a question for you, but I think did we already talk about it with the modeling part, right? And then the
Mm-hmm.
photography. No, I think that's pretty much everything, right? Is this still live now, or
What do you
are we
mean?
still going?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're still going.
Okay.
But all right. So if people wanted you to take pictures of them, where can they find you at?
You can go on my Instagram, J Photography, or my personal one, Jerald11, Jerald, 2Ds, 11. Yeah,
How
and you can just,
how exactly do you spell the photography account?
I don't even know like where the dots are, to be honest with you.
You gotta
I
pull
think
it
it's
up.
J dot photo dot graph dot Y. I think that's it. And if you can't find it, I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, what am I gonna do? Should I look it up now?
Yeah, I guess. And where you can find me at on Instagram
It's
is
not
at Ashoka Garrett, but you can also follow the new podcast account at SHOKES WORLD. I'm really not like
Yeah.
promoting it that much. Like I haven't shouted it out, I don't think, on like my account. So I'm just like I don't want to force it down anyone's throat. So there's just an account there that I
You
just let the
have
people follow it.
you have one separate.
Yeah,
Oh, I gotta follow
for the
that. Yeah.
podcast. But all right. Or did you pull it up?
Yeah, I got it right. It's wait, can I show it?
Yeah.
Let's see. This doesn't work though. Last time you did
I
it,
think I didn't work that time either.
you gotta like focus
Focus.
on it. Well,
Yeah,
whatever.
Let's get it to work.
There you
Tap on the
go.
screen.
Okay. All right, guys. If you ever want to be a professional model for a day, seriously, like I'm the man. I'm the man. Okay.
You are. Hit him up if you need pictures. All right.
Yep.
All right, man.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Had fun.